Thought crimes.
Warning: the Federal Communications Commission has determined the following content to be emotionally harmful. Snowflakes should not view this content under any circumstances, even if supervised by a G.I. Joe, Navy SEALs, Army vet, or someone with good common sense. The views and opinions expressed, including the depictions of persons of color, corrupt politicians, white people with or without a tan, haters who have yet to brush their teeth typing angrily in the comment section with hot breath syndrome, do not reflect any official policy or position of the U.S. government. This program contains graphic language, dark comedy, unique intelligence, creativity, a high credit score, and high blood pressure when triggered. This program has also been accused of racism, violence, misogyny, mansogyny, feminism, MGTOWism, defacement of celebrities, and of course, being a bully. Welcome to Thought Crimes.
Yo. What's up? This is your girl, Sincere. Welcome to Thought Crimes, and I'm here with...
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? You know what time it is. This is your man, P. Solo, back in the building again, folks. We got bars on deck, ladies and gentlemen. That means we're going to have some wonderful folks coming into the room, either going to agree or disagree, because... this here, ladies and gentlemen, is what we love about hip-hop the most, is the battle, the art of the disagreement, all right?
Yeah, I think that 38 did a good job. Now, this is what you call a strong bait track. Look, we already know that the game can be formidable, and when it comes to disc records, we saw it when he clapped up G-Unit and 50 Cent. We saw it when him and Joe Budden was going back and forth. But when he did the bait track with Rick Ross, it was like, 38, I think he did a good one here.
Okay, let me break this down. Shouts out to Big Scoop on deck. Yeah, man. Shouts out to the New Orleans folk. Wow. He said TC representing for the 99 and the 2000. Y'all already know what time it is, man. We're going to jump right into this, all right? We are going to be able to play the track, too, by the way.
We're going to play it.
We're going to play the track, but also, all right, you know what? For some folks, like, bro, I ain't even hear no track, so
let's play the track.
Go ahead and get into it. We're going to play this track, Fool's Mate, and then we'll come back with our commentary, all right? You get what I'm saying?
Even DJ Khaled had his stray.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to put his ass in the thumbnail.
No, it's okay. We the
I
best.
don't be thinking about DJ Khaled. Shouts out to the Mexicans. All right, you guys know what time it is, folks. We're about to get into this real quick. We will be right back.
Hey yo, every day I wake I got new hate. These niggas ride dick so much they got a due date. Rappers too fake, frontin' ain't have to move weight. Joint the gang at 30 something, that was too late. You think 38 give a fuck what a rap dude make? They had wagyu on their plates, we had cube steaks. Niggas only care about views and how they shoes lace. You had a baby by a bum bitch, that's a fool's mate.
So Jim, I don't see two white men jumping Spesh and he falling down the escalator in the airport. Niggas is cooking him and he's telling the cops, no, they jumped me, they attacked me. Spesh ain't doing none of that. I don't see Spesh running at the rucker and all that. You know, this is respectful shit. I don't see Spesh didn't have these kind of issues because he moves honorable.
Hey yo, I came to talk to these kids on some grown shit. Follow no man, do your own shit. But please make sure you own shit. Don't have a lot of chains with no cribs or some Jim Jones shit. Yo Jim, I got a bone to pick. That's some whole shit talking about how another nigga toes fit. When your house on the foreclosed list. He lost his crib in 06 and this nigga still homesick. What I really don't get, you wanna be a street nigga so bad that you got Alpo, old bitch. But Poe said she don't blow dick. What? Poe said she don't blow dick. Man, this nigga talking like a boss, but ain't giving out no jobs. Nigga, you can't even go home and get a blowjob. Before you made cash off rap, what was your job? Jim Story faker than the one fat Joe Raw. And yo, bro, face type valid. Without that body work, that bitch would be shaped like Khaled. Better replace some steaks for some late night salads. No matter how much you hate, you can't take my talent. You're talking to a real man with skilled hands. I took kilograms and build brands. Got a flow that'll fill stands. Only reason Kiss eatin' cause he fat Joe, lil' mans. Fools me. Fools me. Fools me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know they coming with the cannon. All right, folks, boys and girls, what you heard, because some folks coming in here, I love our people. Y'all always coming in, when y'all see niggas fight, yo, what's going on?
38 was giving that chin check work to Jim Jones.
All right.
And he was giving some strays to everybody else called Jadakiss, Fat Joe, Little Man.
All right, he calling Fat Joe Big Brother, and he calling Jada Lil Nicky. All right, so let's get into this conversation, right? So let's get into it. You said, man, feels like 2005. Absolutely. I
mean, that's what happens when New York City niggas come outside.
They time travel.
The state of New York.
Niggas take you back to a better economy. Jay-Z didn't cut his hair off. Y'all get ready, man. The economy's about to go up and rent is about to go down.
This was like the days of State Property and Beanie Siegel and all them from Philly.
You already know.
And then we get in it feels like, back in there we was getting
all You can bring the baby gorilla with you. He dying for free.
When Nas and Jay-Z was going at it
all
in
right.
New York, NY.
So look, y'all, keep in mind the track title is called Fools Mate. Now, again, I do love the fantasy football niggas online. They were like, nah, but maybe Spesh and Kiss got a track together. I said, nigga,
they didn't kiss.
Fools Mate is not a friendly move in chess. In fact, the checkmate move requires 2 moves. I believe this is move 1. That's why Jadakiss got a little bit of a name drop at the end. He's ready for the next step, all right?
Oh, yeah. If you're talking about...
it's a 2-move thing here. I think there's another track ready.
If you talk about the theme and connected to the bars that was on there, this is actually a great beat track. I love when people can stay on theme when it comes to their diss record.
Yeah.
And he's calling them all pawns.
Why is he lumping Jada? J to the noir, like Zoran says. J to the noir. It's funny when Zoran says it. J to the noir, right? But why is he lumping Jada, Fat Joe, and of course DJ Khaled together. You know, that's another style of the conversation. If you happen to be in at the time where DJ dropped into the chat and we posted some things on our Patreon, you guys can take it from there. But this here is what Spesh is looking to do, is complete a two-move checkmate position here. And again, this is, I believe, definitely part of the first half of Fool's Mate, which will require a second move, which we all know is King Jada. Jada, bring your ass outside.
Well, yeah, he did his tour, his interview tour with independent media. And then you have him, even though people said he wasn't going to drop a track, but, Prince and I did say he was going to drop some music. Then you also had some of the information that DJ dropped as well. We're going to see what happens with that. But looking at it, I think that this move was actually very entertaining. And I feel like it is all bars in our hip hop. Like people say we want bars. We want it to be on some hip hop shit. No Stan Wars, no super fans, calling it out correctly. If it's some good work, everybody says they'll be open-minded. If, 38 put the mic out, pick it up, and start rapping, which he did, and we got it right now. We also got a super chat from Ariel.
Oh, yeah, shouts out to Ariel. Ariel is in the building. Bam. All right. He says, man, when y'all can, check out Oliver's Trees Antarctica documentary. He said he spent 69 days there and had a hollow experience. Also, R.I.P. to the deaf actress from Godzilla. We appreciate you very much, Ariel. Smoke too, by the way, so we'll definitely get a chance to entertain that.
And everybody who don't know what's going on, Jim Jones, Fat Joe, and the rest of them have been dissing 38 for about a week now, right?
Yeah, they've been trading some talking points against each other in the media for about a week, or maybe a little bit more than a week, all right? Because we know initially it kind of got triggered when 38 Spesh sat down with Backfield, baby. And then he talked about, Jadakiss is scared to get back at me on the track. When I was on the track with the Butcher, I murdered him. Jadakiss was coming in there drunk, falling on top of niggas like the game. He didn't know which way was which, left was right. That's how Spesh was selling it. So I said, all right, that's cool, all right. And he said he's scared to rap with me. And New York niggas was like, what? Hip-hop, Wu-Tang Forum niggas was like, wait, what? And 38 Spesh kept pushing the line with it. And so he came out here with the tentatively titled Fool's Mate. Again, if you guys know about chess, it's a two-move situation where it's supposed to be one of the fastest check moves. And then I believe this is the first half of that particular exercise/activity. And he's really seeing Jadakiss, do you got any bite, or are your dentures missing, nigga?
That's why I say I feel like as a bait track, it was a very strong B+. It was cinematic.
Spanking Jim Jones.
You could tell he had a lot more that he could have and wanted to say, but he's like not, because he understands how much of a beast Jadakiss is.
Jadakiss is a beast.
So I actually thought it was a really good bait track. I thought it was good.
It's a bait track, y'all. All right, but I mean, well, for Jim Jones, it's not a bait track. It's the actual diss. Okay, so
no, but that's what I'm saying. If you really break this down, this diss record, what he did was fucking crazy. He's basically saying this is a bait track for Jay-Z. I mean, not for Jay-Z, for Jadakiss,
right? Because
Jadakiss is he's just that nigga. Like, let's keep it real. That's the real fight.
Right.
On a bait track, he dissing and wiping the floor with Jim Jones. Like, this is the janitor of the kingdom. Oh my God. So we wiping the floor with Jim Jones on a bait track. Because we gonna have him be the focus here because he don't matter. But I'ma still embarrass him and give him bars since he was focused on me.
Right.
And then give my little light disses towards the people that I want to bait out. And of course, the top of on that list is actually Jadakiss.
Honestly, yeah, because realistically, the individuals that Spesh diss, and I know people, they like, well, okay, fine. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Now, I will say, with Jada, you have one shot, all right? Mom spaghetti, all right? Knees weak, arms and palms are sweaty. You got one shot. So that's why I believe he's taking his time in this situation. But if you really think about the other three individuals that he dissed, they really can't do nothing with 38 Spesh. What do they do? They probably just going to go to social media. Fat Joe's not a top-notch lyricist. Okay, DJ Khaled don't even want to talk about Palestine. He's not trying to talk about nothing right now. Okay, he's really just trying to get out the way.
He actually trying to hide behind JC probably.
Right, absolutely, you're right about
best.
that. And then that would leave Jim Jones, who did go in the ring and say he wanted to take off Nas's head, and he said, "Y'all got to remember my legacy. I'm the Kofi smacker." Right? And Nas, I remember, man, one of the funniest lines, he said, "My Kofi never gets smacked." That shit still was always funny to me. But I think Jim Jones is entertaining in his own right, but I think it would probably more than likely get to the whole street talk, and then you got the other stuff that goes on. So Jim Jones he actually escalates a lot of rap stuff pretty quickly.
Very quickly. And bars wise, Jim Jones have gotten better, but
yes,
it's difficult for him to compete with the Nas's, who is like an icon and legend in hip hop, a great lyricist. And it's definitely difficult for him. He can't compete lyrically at all with 38. He just can't. And when you really even think about this whole situation and what even Ariel is saying with the super chat about a liability, Jim Jones is, because 50 Cent almost got a major win based off of Jim Jones.
Yeah,
locking him out, all that.
Yes.
After Fabulous did a great job spanking 50 Cent lyrically.
Yeah.
Everybody.
That was a good one. That was a real good one.
Everybody know Capo.
Yeah.
Is the weakest link. Remember years ago when
you
50
even need to be talking to me.
When 50 Cent got Capo over to try to diss Cameron.
Yeah.
Balling. So everybody knows that.
I will say, I don't know if in this situation, because Cam, all of the Diplomat niggas did have like Ed, and Eddie humor. All right. Jim Jones has the fashionista, America's Next Top Model nigga humor. He has the Tyra Banks humor.
He
all
do
right.
have Tyra Banks trolling.
Are those real red bottoms? Right. That's how he does. 38 Spesh don't really come from that. I mean, he do got like some of the flyboy shit, but he don't really sit up there and rap about fashion all day, right? He's like, I'm making sure I got a clean, fitted, flipped on back, and it's a nice little leather jacket and some jeans, and got the Timbs and shit. But he's not really a fashionista nigga, which is why he kind of referenced Jim in the way he does. But apparently here, and shouts out to our people that slid into the chat a little bit early. We did an abrupt stream.
He does street rap and lifestyle. He merges like three different things into one.
Yeah. But apparently, again, 38 Spesh, this is from, I believe, this is Gutter TV. I think he had this clip, so shouts out to him. But it says here, 38 Spesh takes the Summer Jam stage and fires at Jim Jones, Fat Joe, Jadakiss, and Stove God Cooks. All right? So I'm going to run this clip, and I'm going to let you guys listen. And don't worry, Callie Jane, I'll run it back again with Fool's Mate. Let's go.
On some Jim Jones shit. Hold up, yo, Jim, I got a bone to pick. That's some hoe shit worried about how another nigga clothes fit. With your house on the foreclosed list. You lost your crib in 06, and this nigga still homesick. What I really don't get, you wanna be a street nigga so bad that you got Alpo old bitch? But Poe says she don't blow dick. Poe says she don't blow dick. Man, this nigga talking like a boss, but ain't giving out no jobs. Nigga, you can't even go home and get a blowjob. Before you made cash off rap, what was your job? Jim's story faker than the one Fat Joe robbed. And yo, bro, face type valid. Without that body work, that bitch would be shaped like Khaled. Better replace them steaks for some late night salads. No matter how much you hate, you can't take my talent. You fucking with a real man with skilled hands. I took kilograms and build brands. Got a flow that could fill stands. And only reason Kiss eating, cause he Fat Joe little man. And since y'all went and got that hook from Stove Dog, I just might go in the back and hook Stove Dog. Kiss, you'll never be your own boss. And only a bitch ass nigga record phone calls. Trust.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that was his freestyle recently, or basically his acapella, no Rockefeller, I'll pop your fellas. All right, so that was recently, and then we're going to double back because some of the people sliding in. They like, hey, man, what's going on? Who fighting? Right? So I'm going to run this back. This is Fool's Mate. This is his official track that, he's getting at Fat Joe, DJ Khaled, and then towards the end of the track, he actually takes some shots at Jadakiss. So let's run this back one more time for you all. I will be right back. Let's go.
Hey yo, every day I wake I got new hate. These niggas ride dick so much they got a due date. Rappers too fake, frontin' ain't have to move weight. You joined the gang at 30 something, that was too late. You think 38 give a fuck what a rap dude make? They had wagyu on their plates, we had Q steaks. Niggas only care about views and how they shoes lace. You had a baby by a bum bitch, that's a fool's mate.
So Jim, I don't see two white men jumping Spesh and he falling down the escalator in the airport. Niggas is cooking him and he's telling the cops, no, they jumped me, they attacked me. Spesh ain't doing none of that. I don't see Spesh running at the rucker and all that. This is respectful shit. I don't see Spesh didn't have these kind of issues because he moves honorable.
Hey yo, I came to talk to these kids on some grown shit. Follow no man, do your own shit. But please make sure you own shit. Don't have a lot of chains with no cribs or some Jim Jones shit. Yo Jim, I got a bone to pick. That's some whole shit talking about how another nigga clothes fit. When your house on the foreclosed list. He lost his crib in '06 and this nigga still homesick. What I really don't get, you wanna be a street nigga so bad that you got Alpo, old bitch. But Poe said she don't blow dick. What? Poe said she don't blow dick. Man, this nigga talking like a boss, but ain't giving out no jobs. Nigga, you can't even go home and get a blowjob. Before you made cash off rap, what was your job? Jim story faker than the one Fat Joe rob. And yo broad, face type valid. Without that body work, that bitch would be shaped like Khaled. Better replace some steaks for some late night salads. No matter how much you hate, you can't take my talent. You're talking to a real man with skilled hands. I took kilograms and build brands. Got a flow that'll fill stands. Only reason Kiss eatin' cause he Fat Joe, lil' mans. Fools me. Fools me. Fools me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that one is called Fool's Mate. Again, as we talked about this a little bit earlier, we love the disagreements. We love the agreements. But a lot of people online, a lot of people's like, nah, man, I think Jada, especially going to be dropping together now. I said, Fool's Mate is not about teaming up with anybody, okay? That is a very aggressive chess move.
Shaped like Khaled.
All right. So, again, it is a two-move position there, and I believe, again, this is the first half of whatever 38 Spesh has lined up. Again, I think he's just simply waiting to see what Inca Chief Jadakiss has to say, because Jada did respond when he had the Kanye West backpack on. Y'all saw it, Jadakiss, living good, had the college dropout backpack on.
Life is good.
Life is good. That's when niggas come after you. That's how fucked up it is, all right? When life is good for a nigga, that's when niggas come after you, all right? So y'all saw him up there. He had the college dropout fitted. He was dancing. Fat Joe was kind of wobbling on both of his legs, and DJ Khaled was dancing with the hair paint lineup.
Yeah, Fat Joe got weak knees.
So everybody looked pretty happy, right? And he did fire a shot back at 38 Spesh, and he said, is this about a verse or a career? And people was like, ooh, that's it. Jada ain't got to respond. I said, Jada has actually activated the chat, all right? And because of that, 38 Spesh has been able to slide right back outside. And, well, in the meantime, what really happened, too, just to put this out there, Jim Jones came outside, and he said a few things, all right? And y'all know how Jim Jones gets. He gets a little nasty with it. And he'd start talking about kind of light roasted 38 Spesh, talking about the fitted, You know, you always got on bubble coats, nigga. We passed Timberlands. Like, what's up with you, man? You got the ugly. Yeah, he kind of made it.
He made it about fashion.
Yeah, he was trying to make him look like a clown nigga.
And he was actually going into, I'm going to be honest, he's going into Dame Dash territory.
Yeah, okay. Tell me, break that down.
Well, with Dame, he started talking about, niggas' breath stinking and all that. Like,
oh, yeah, the doo-doo cinnamon.
Yeah, doo-doo cinnamon.
Oh, come on, Dame.
You want to hear the bars and some music, you know.
Man, you roasting like you arguing with Drew Barrymore on E.T.
Like, he's the fit, man, the hat, the hit, the look. I'm like, bro, come on.
Breath smell like doo-doo.
Doo-doo brown.
All right, yeah, so Jadakiss did throw a faint punch back out there. I think Jadakiss is paying attention. I think 38 Spesh has Jadakiss's attention. I don't think Jadakiss is scared about anything. Now, there's other dynamics that do go on between 38 Spesh and the people that he's tied to and some other stuff, even with the likes of Jim Jones. But for this one here, you guys know I and Sin will keep this on the bars, okay? We don't want it to make it too messy. There's always messy potential stuff in the background. Y'all know it's hip-hop and rap. You know, at the very least, when you see the rappers dissing each other, understand there's an iceberg under that.
Well, this is what, you know, we had an issue with Dame with. It ain't really about picking a side, nigga. Nobody care. You come from a legacy with Rockefeller, just like Jay-Z and Biggs and stuff. It's just that we thought he would be, like, more organized with his thoughts. You know, you saw whether you disagree with 38 when he was on his media tour. Okay, we heard him clearly, but we said get to the bars. He got to the bars. You know, when you go into that Dame Dash territory where it just seemed like you just rambling,
I'm talking too much,
that's when people lose interest. Ain't nobody, like, especially if you're talking about New York niggas, like niggas from New York. Everybody love to hear the little dramas and side stories and quests and everything happens. Why do you think back when Dame did Culture Vulture, the book, why do you think even people in hip-hop who fucked with Jay-Z still bought the book?
Yeah.
Nipsey bought the book.
Nipsey Hussle brought the book.
Nipsey Hussle bought everybody.
Yeah.
So usually people was just treating Jay-Z and Dame like it's just a breakup. They don't fuck with each other.
Two uncles fighting.
But if they spitting shit that I like,
I'm going to say something.
I'm going to say something in favor of both. Right now, Dame Dash is just no cohesiveness in his thoughts.
You heard what Joe Budden said. If y'all got something on Jay-Z, then brother and sister, I will be there. If not, leave me alone. All right? So that's how people are typically waiting with a lot of this stuff. But I think, first and foremost, I think this is a very good situation in the sense of just battling, you know. Jadakiss did throw some punches out there when he was up there dancing with DJ Khaled, you know. And y'all saw DJ Khaled hobbling around like Violator from the Spawn movie. I said, why is he so squatty?
He got to carry all that weight.
Yeah, man. DJ Khaled, that paint up there on his head. I mean, come on, man. So, yes.
We're going to let people call in.
Yeah, I was about to say that. We're going to let people call in and, you know, share their thoughts, whether they messing with the track or not. Of course, there ain't no way in hell that this is the final track. Again, for the concept of the track, this is the first move. I believe the second move will be after whenever Jadakiss decides to respond. Now, Jadakiss will probably, what is today? Let me see something here. Today's Friday.
The weekend.
It's the weekend. We'll see. Because we'll see.
Also, Crush, I think a lot of people don't want no problems with Ransom.
Ransom's a very dangerous
He's a very dangerous
MC.
Yeah, very dangerous.
Very commanding voice, presence on the microphone, you know, great concept skill artist. And see, I remember back in the day when Ransom and Joe Budden were getting into it with each other. You know, brotherly love. They fell out, then fell in, and fell out and fell in.
Said people don't overlook Jersey.
No.
But let's get to the phone calls right now. And
well, anything else that you have to say?
No, I'm ready. I'm actually
right.
very excited to see what everyone else has their thought process about this record. I want to know if people like it. I want to know do they think if Kiss going to come outside, what he's going to say.
Kiss is coming out.
Also, what do people think about the strategy that in the bait track he just cooked the fuck out of Jim Jones as like the mascot while still giving subliminal shots and some strays towards people like Jadakiss, DJ Khaled, and Fat Joe.
I don't know. He looked like he's shooting at a click. My click.
He's saying I'm shooting at the whole squad.
We shooting at the squad, y'all. We told y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna put the number into the chat.
Done started, son.
Niggas done started something. All right, so again, 903-600-0530. That's again 903-600-0530. If you want to call in and share your thoughts about this recent track, this effort by 38 Spesh called Fool's Mate. All right.
Also, American Tradesman said Jada is already in the booth. Believe that. I'm expecting that. I hope
Shouts
to see
out to
it.
American Tradesman. I believe it. I don't see Jadakiss going on a podcast and ignoring that this just happened. All right, we got 517 calling in. Let's go. All right, 517, you're now live with the Think Tank tonight. What's up with you? P Solo Sincere here. How you doing?
I'm doing good. This is Night.
Oh, Night.
What's
you
up,
know
Night?
what time it is. Let's go, Night.
What's going on, man? As soon as I listened to this 38 track, I knew it was a bait. As soon as I saw the check, the checkerboard, I'm like, yep, this is a bait track. He's baiting them to to see if they're gonna take the bait. And when they take the bait, he's gonna put out something destructive.
Yeah. So you riding against a Gemini. What's going on here, Night? You going against your boy Jada, a Gemini? What's going on? You jumping sides for the Capricorn? What's going on today?
Well, 38, he's the underdog. So yes, Jada is a legend. Yes, he's a legend. He's a Gemini. I am rooting for him too, but I'm definitely rooting for the underdog.
Nah, Night. Come on now. What happened, man? Let's go. But that's funny, though. So you definitely rooting for the underdog. And, in this particular battle here, yeah, absolutely. Jadakiss is the A side of the car. We got to be real about that.
What was some of the highlights for you in this bait track?
Well, the things that he was saying, actually, man, he was just destroying Jim Jones. That was easy work, because Jim Jones, he's not a battle rapper. Who had he actually put out a legit diss track on a rapper?
Well, you know what my favorite battle with? Oh, go ahead. I was just going to say my favorite battle of Jim Jones is Jim Jones versus Nas is Koofy. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I did hear that, and Jim Jones, I can't listen to a Jim Jones diss track. I can't do it. Cause once I listened to that track, I'm like, that's not it. Even Nas said that, because he can't even listen to a Jim Jones diss track. He wouldn't even, respond to a Jim Jones.
Subliminally, and he did it in a very funny fashion on
Raekwon's album.
Yeah. Or was it Raekwon or was it when he did the Big L project?
No, it was the Raekwon album. I think he may have had some, but I don't know when he recorded those projects, but Raekwon did come out and clear it up. I can't remember Raekwon's last album. It was a dope album. Sin and I actually did a review about it. It was a nice album, but Nas,
I think he did a Subliminal too with the Big L stuff project he worked on too.
Hey man, you heard how Nas was rapping on that Big L song? Like Jim Jones is in space with that. Come on, bro.
Yeah, he just
gotta get off that.
He lightly tapped him.
When I hear that type of stuff, when I hear Nas rhyming like he's possessed, I said, bro, Jim Jones got to stop smoking hookah.
Even with 38, he was focusing on Jim Jones. It is like breathing.
Yeah.
Like if you a B+ or higher MC,
right?
Like when you dealing with Jim Jones, it is like a walk in the park.
It's kind of like a smack around.
Right. That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, 38. He was like, okay, Jim Jones is talking, so he was like, man, I'm out here to smack him up, upside the head, teach him a lesson, saying that stay in your place, mind your business, because Jim Jones jumped in it. Jim Jones is a dude that loves jumping into things that doesn't revolve him.
Well, they all a part of a clique.
Oh, like he did with Pusha T. You know what though? His Pusha T bars wasn't that bad. Still, Pusha T, I personally think would have smoked him, but I think that's the best effort. Is that the best effort Jim Jones ever put when he did someone? Was it that Pusha T stuff?
The funniest Jim Jones diss track to me personally is when he hopped on the Ballin' remix after Jay-Z trolled Jim Jones jumping on Ballin', and Jim Jones was talking his stuff. But I didn't see Jim Jones lose against Loon in a battle. All right. The Wizard of Harlem. I've seen Jim Jones, of course, Nas, then Pusha T. You know, it's crazy, though. He low-key has one of the more battle-tested records in hip-hop with losses, though.
Now for Fat Joe, I mean, the only track that he actually went back and forth against was 50 Cent. And I'm not going to lie, that 4-4 track, that was hard. I'm not going to lie, that shit was hard. But Fat Joe, he's not really a battle rapper either. You know, he won't last in a battle. You know, in a battle against 38. 38 could just destroy him. Now Jadakiss and 38, I can see them both lasting long in the battle rap.
Okay, yeah, no, I get you on that one, and you're right about that too. By the way, let me see some here. Let's see, that was from what album that was from with Jim Jones? Not Jim Jones. Okay, yeah, All or Nothing. Yeah, my fofo. Actually, that is probably one of my favorite Fat Joe songs, though, because I don't really go through Fat Joe's discography, but when he did respond, I love the production. You know, that to me, maybe if he gets that type of production, he goes in that direction at the very least. You know, it can say, like, I put my flag in the sand here. You can't just, like, run over, you know, my wobble legs like that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as Jimmy, Jimmy does have strengths. I joke about Jimbo, but Jimbo does. He got some strengths. So, like, when Kanye said he didn't know how to use a PDF file, and then Jim Jones responded, I can't think of the track, but he was like in Paris. I thought the beat was nice. I thought the flow was straight. I don't think people considered it too much because Kanye West is not like a lyricist like that.
I mean, Kanye, though, and Jim Jones is more fitting battles still.
I know. It's the walk-off. It's a runway walk-off.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm talking about,
What I like about Jim Jones, I mean, you know, when he going at a rapper, like he just goofy with his shit, but it's entertaining. It's funny. I mean, like, you know, like how he was going at Pusha T, that was funny to me. That was like, you know, yeah.
Right. I said, like what Night said, I think a lot of people was shocked when he came out and tried to go after Pusha T.
Yeah, you know, but we all know that Drake was behind that.
Well,
we both know that. So
Jim Jones genuinely loves Drake. Like, he loves everything about Jim. Y'all gotta understand, Jim Jones, he is the most emotional member of Dipset. I think people forget about that.
He is a crash out dummy, though.
Yeah,
it goes 50-50. Sometimes I do feel like people put him up, but sometimes I feel like he impulsively he's very emotional.
Very.
So sometimes he just impulsively like go out there. Like nobody told him to say anything 38, but he decided just to jump out of there anyway.
Yeah, they said he was going to beat up academics when he saw him. So, I mean, Jim Jones is like that. I actually think Jim Jones would try to cut an R&B rap duet album out of all of the members of Dipset.
Jim Jones needs J.R. Ryder. He needs him to help him with the diss track. Because J.R. Ryder, he's a lyricist. I'm sorry, go ahead, Sam. Yeah, I really think that, you know, because, like, if Jim Jones want to go toe-to-toe to 38, he going to need some help. He going to need some rappers that can actually spit and dissect, you know, a rapper like this. You know how, like, battle rappers are, you know, when they helping out other rappers, you know, with their rhymes and shit. That what Jim Jones need, man.
think
if he want to go ahead.
You think Jada gonna try to provide that?
Want to say it again?
Gonna try to provide that, or you think Jada just gonna come out by himself and start swinging?
Well, he did call out 3 of them because they all 3 of them, just like you guys said, they all close. So they're gonna have a plan. They might make a song, all 3 of them on the same track together, or they might go do it separate. Because
he said he need to get with Max B.
Who? Jim Jones?
Yeah.
Oh, that relationship ain't going. Nah, because you remember when 50 Cent and Max B did that AI music video. I think Jim Jones. I don't know if it's true, but I think Jim Jones didn't like that. Like because Jim Jones had a podcast with Fabulous and Mano, and 50 Cent was that was a chess move right there, because there was rumors of Max B really wasn't in it, in the beef against Jim Jones and them, but 50 Cent used it as an opportunity to to play chess, to go at Jim Jones, Fabulous, and Mano by using Max B. And Max B and Jim Jones, they don't like each other. They have an issue.
What do you think about 38 in a diss record saying that basically Jim Jones is a fake capo?
We all heard that about Jim Jones being a fake fraud capo since the 2000s. So I mean that line ain't new, but he's funny though. He had some good bars in there that was hilarious. But this track that 38 was doing was a bait track. He's just getting warmed up.
Well, I tell you this. Here's the thing. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. This track is not. It's not like like how like Kendrick Lamar did the Euphoria, and then the 616. It's like the bait track, and then no, like that was a bait track. Cause see, that was a bait respond, and then the Euphoria, and then the 616 in LA, then to Meet the Grams, then this is a bait track because the next track that 38 is going to do is going to be better than the bait track that he just put out.
Well, yeah, the other side of the game.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, the only thing I was going to say, the other side of it, too, concerning 38 Spesh's position, I think what Jadakiss is, I do know that at the very least from what we've witnessed over the years, and we're not saying we know these people, we're just making it clear, looking at it like from a football perspective, basketball perspective, you're observing it, so you can kind of see. It's kind of people like they know when LeBron how he does certain movements that he might shoot a 3, right? I think with Jadakiss in this situation, though, he's going to look to cut down 38 Spesh without making 38 Spesh look like a celebrated underdog. Because remember, people was kind of like, they kind of was kicking the ball around with Joey Badass, and the more they kept doing it, the more it just made Joey Badass really look like a one-man machine going against an army.
I felt like how people, reacted to Joey Badass. I was like, how's that hip hop? Joey did a great job. He was going against like 10 niggas. And then some people, no offense to the West Coast, but sometimes some of y'all can be sensitive, saying, "Oh, he said this West Coast." Who cares? It's a battle. Like that's the same thing people were getting mad. Yeah, it's hip hop. That's the same thing when people were getting on like Drake about crying about a battle or this person or that person. So
he did it to Kendrick too when he said I'm king of the West, king of the East, and all the East Coast niggas got mad.
Oh yeah, No, you're right. New York City niggas did get sensitive.
Yeah, they got real tight about that.
They did get tight like Diddy and the rest of them. They did get mad about that. But I thought Joey Badass. I didn't like how the hip hop community responded to Joey Badass victory, because I'm like, it was an orchestrated fight. Everyone agreed to it. Nothing inappropriate, was done. Everybody agreed to this battle. But then when he won, it was almost like people were being sore losers. Like, just because he won, and we going to just keep kicking him down. I'm like, come on now.
Right. Cindy, you know why? Because us millennials are the last generation to experience hip-hop rap beats. Because the Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas, they never really got to experience hip-hop rap beats.
Well, they didn't get a chance to experience like MC battles, right? Not like that. What they do, they actually received a lot of beef. The whole drill, that whole 15 years, that was nothing but rap
but
beef,
that
right?
wasn't really no legitly hip hop without the violence. Yes, we did have violence in our time, but it wasn't really like, because how your rap, everybody was getting killed, like.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like you gotta think. Yeah, that's what I said. Like battles, MC battling. I get what you're saying. It's just probably what you mean, like MC battling. Rap beef. They even talked about, Biggie Smalls talked about what's beef. The Clips talked about what's beef. Everybody said beef is something different. And have we had that just in general in hip hop? Yes. Millennials and Gen Zers probably had the most level of beefs in hip hop with all the Tuka pack smoking and shit. But as far as MCing, when you talk about Drake versus Kendrick 101, what people wanted out of J. Cole, what Kendrick keeps going, not Kendrick, Lupe is going around here talking about, and what we look like we might be getting here with Jada and 38 Spesh, I will say, as you move further, there is something that dissipates a little bit more. I don't think people take joking and roasting in rhymes on the chin as easy as they probably used to at one point in time.
That's why, that's the thing that gave it a lot of hypocrisy, because it's like there's too much two-faced bipolar energy in hip-hop media right now. So like people said
too much stand culture.
Because like people said, okay, Drake,
too much stand culture,
people said Drake, you being a crybaby. At that time, people all agreed. But then when some of the West Coast the victor, or that people who lose can have whatever excuses they want,
Yeah, restate that last part again. The mic went out.
My mic went out?
Yeah, go ahead. Say the last part about when you talked about Drake, Joey, about the
okay. People universally said, okay, Drake's being a crybaby. He lost the battle. He's being a crybaby. Whatever. Bet everybody agreed. But then when you had some of the other niggas being crybabies with Joey Badass, everybody was trying to give it some legitimacy. It's like, nah. It's like either we say you can't cry in battles, the losers can't like come up with whatever reasons, valid or not, about why they lost. Yeah, or like, so people right now feel like in hip hop media, and in agreement with you about, it's too much super fan type of stand stuff.
Not honest, legit, answers and opinions, and because people just so stuck on one rapper or this rapper or this particular group or this particular record label. They're not true to the hip hop culture or hip hop battle, like rules, and people just so much stand culture. It's not. It was just not honest.
Well, okay, so here's the thing about it, that's why I say, we like to do the Silver Surfer thing, like, a fight's a fight, a battle's a battle. My thing about it, when some people was getting a little bit upset about Joey calling out Kendrick Lamar, I said, look, Kendrick, I said, if the Gemini don't want to respond to the Aquarius right now, he don't have to. That's the whole point of being on the A side. Yeah, that's the whole point of being on the A side of the card. I think.
What do you mean by he don't have to?
Okay.
I mean, he has to, but
just to say this, I'm gonna say this part here.
Okay.
Nothing was communicated on tracks between each other. Jadakiss threw a faint punch back at 38 Spesh. Like, I see you. I acknowledge what you're saying. What is this really about?
If you say the Katie man's name or whatever, he'll come out.
No, that part is fine, but that is what Joey Badass. I'm getting to the point about the fans, though. The fans hyperventilating. Oh my God, he said Kendrick's name. I said, well, if he responds, he responds. It will be on his own time. But I said, Joey Badass as a competitive MC. From the same class, he's just younger, right? As from the same competitive class, he has that option to do that as well. What my point is, overall, these rappers have their own decisions to make. Now, also, when they make these decisions, people can question aspects of your legacy. So, like when Kendrick said, "You say my name, then I'll appear like the Candyman." Then in hip hop, people had a conversation. Well, Joey Badass did say your name. You didn't show up. So that's why I said, like, for me personally, that's where like the conversation becomes too sensitive, too controlling. People don't want to let the shit flow. These MCs, they're going to make their decision. All I say is you got to live with the consequences of it, though. So consequence is this. Ray Vaughn checked out of the battle. Fine. People can do all the explaining in the world. Joey Badass took the crown. We don't want to hear nothing else.
Just like the same thing.
Right?
Drake put the white flag out.
That's battle that I really wanted to see between Joey Badass and Ray Vaughn because Daylight, that's his name. Yeah, Daylight. To me, he ruined it because like when Ray Vaughn dropped the Von Wick song, here come Daylight. He wouldn't let the song breathe. You know what I mean? Like he just like stepped all over the moment. Because I wanted to see that battle, Ray Vaughn versus Joey Badass. I didn't want to see, Daylight versus, Joey Badass. I wanted to see Ray Vaughn versus Joey Badass. That's the battle that I wanted to see.
They didn't have no faith in Ray Vaughn, in my personal opinion, how it happened. That's why I was very interested in people underestimating, I feel like you're underestimating your own homeboy when like 10 niggas come out against Joey Badass. It just looked like it was too.
I didn't like that either. Right.
Well, yeah, but
I didn't like that either. With too many rappers jumping in, I'm like.
Well, again, but here's my point on that. Here's my thing. You need to stand out. Because none of these, y'all got to understand, next to comedians, when it comes to the microphone, rappers are the most competitive motherfuckers on the microphone. Comedians and rappers, they are two of the most competitive people that you'll ever come across in an open space on the microphone. Your job is to stand out. I didn't want to hear about crying about too many niggas coming outside. Step your bars up. Step the production up. You got to stand out. We not having that because we can't. If everybody said, bro, Drake crying that he got a broken wing, people's like, well, finish it, nigga. You've rapped this long about I'm the best nigga. When you say you the best, niggas come outside. It's that simple. And what I heard with the Ray Vaughn situation, I said, I don't want to hear about everybody move, let him. We don't have to. These niggas that are hungry for attention, they are not obligated to elevate you in any manner. You stand out or you don't. It's that simple. It's what I said about Joey early on with the production. I mess with Conductor, but it's the wrong format for this battle. Well, you need to switch it up.
And to add to this, and then Night we're going to give the last word before we go to the next caller, and then we're going to get back to 38 and Jada. I will say it just felt like a very spiteful energy how people mocked him after the victory. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm like, I think a lot of people in this hip-hop media game, they'll say anything to win. Yes. That's the whole point. Like, they'll say anything to win. It's not about ethics or whatever. They'll be like, this is hip-hop, so we got to be... And then the moment somebody they're not rooting for does everything right, then all of a sudden they sassy, they sucking their teeth. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Columbia Records fucked up your album, bro. Ha, ha. Like, it's like that sassy bitch like energy. Yeah. But stuff like, if it's really a battle, why are you mad that the nigga won? Like, come on. It's, move on.
Yeah, that's it. That's all my whole point about it. I think my personal opinion, like when people would say what they say, and I don't believe in that per se, because it's like when DMX had dissed the West Coast and he talked about like all he got is like colors and lolos and all this other stuff. Crooked Eye came right outside. Y'all got to understand, this is rap music. Yeah, this is rap music, bro. If you up here whining about, well, you know, it's like, why they got that chair in the room? I can't concentrate. Then you don't need to be battling. You don't need to be on stage, and you need to stop looking for the public's attention. Like I said before, 38 Spesh has every right to say what he wants to say as a competitive MC, and it will be up to Jadakiss. Does he want to sit with 38 Spesh, track flying around like a gnat or a fly, or does he want to swat it out the sky? He has that opportunity, like I said before. But to the point, look, I think also you got to keep in mind, we talking about an era where most of the time all they used was Dirk and Von packs. You know, for 10 years, 10 to 12 years, Drake and Kendrick been love tapping each other. You know, Nas and Jay-Z got it out the way real quick. This era, you know, you got too many big homies talking to too many people, and they slow things down.
Yeah, I'm a big homie, yo, turn that down.
Yeah, so, you know, it's a little bit too much of that. So that's why I said, for me personally, I didn't have a problem with it. And again, Daylight wasn't obligated to make a safe passage for Rayvon. That's Rayvon's moment. If he wanted to bite into that and make it happen, that would show the ferocity of his potential skill. Like, if he came out with a record and it completely blacked out the room, that's a real MC
Rayvon
right there.
Said himself, he said he didn't understand why everybody was coming out. I was like, because niggas hungry.
Hungry.
So
okay, say that part again.
Niggas hungry.
Say that part again.
Cindy, you're right. That's what all these rappers did, you know, on a control verse. As soon as Kendrick Lamar said that, you know, I'm the King of New York, you know, I'm the Machiavelli Offspring, and all this other stuff. Then that's when a lot of rappers start coming out, making it, you know, start rapping on the same control, beat, and start dissing.
Yeah. That's what people got to understand. Battle rappers and studio rappers, and there's some of them that can merge into both lanes, but y'all ever go to a battle? You ever see how many United Nation hungry ass MCs is on stage or trying to get on stage? Somebody will look at Loaded Lux on stage cooking Calico and like, yo, damn, Lux is an alien. There's a battle rapper in the audience, man, I'll fuck Lux up. That's how they think. You get what I'm saying? That's why I said, like, I personally don't really get it, and so that's why a lot of times, like, I check out when the stand shit starts happening. People start crying and complaining and trail of tears, and I don't think I have a problem with that.
Night, last words, and then we're gonna go to the next caller.
38. This next track is gonna be, oh my goodness, I could be wrong, but this track gonna be venomous, and the same thing with Jadakiss, because Jadakiss is nice, and he's a fellow Gemini like myself. Because I am rooting for him. I'm rooting for both, but I'm definitely rooting for the underdog, and that is 38. And one more thing, and Prince, I love hip hop battle raps. I love it. I love it. This what hip hop is missing. I miss rappers, battling each other. Cause like all this collaboration, we've been having that for too long. It became so soft. I love when rappers battling each other, facing each other. I love it. I love when rappers, go in and bring in their swords through their lyrics. I love it because I love to listen to the lyrics, because I love hip hop. I just love lyrical rap, and I love subliminals too.
No problem. Thank you so much, Night, man. We appreciate you as always, play. All right.
Yeah, you too, Star. I love y'all. Take care.
All right, I'm gonna call this number back, 202. They just tried to call in, so let me get back at them real quick. Again, 38 Spesh dropped this track called "Fool's Mate." So it could be seeing something, a response a little bit later on down, possibly this weekend or maybe by next Tuesday. All right. So let's get into it. Hey, 202, returning your phone call here. Hey, this Star CRIMEZ. What's up with you, man?
This is Robbie B, PG County. What's going on with y'all?
What's up, Robbie?
Robbie. Let's go. Robbie, your uncle is getting cooked right now. What's going on, Robbie? Can you get Jim Jones on the phone? Let's go.
I'm complaining. This is my first time really hearing 38 spit. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing. Clearly, he don't got no respect for Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? But
go ahead, bro.
I feel like Jim still gonna make a record though. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be produced well. It's gonna be nice flows and all that. It's gonna be Nas level, God level MC. No, but Jim Jones recently has proved that he can spit and kick diss songs. Like whether people heard it or not, he's been kicking shit coming at Mace, 50 and Cam. Like the last couple of years, he's been doing that shit. It ain't getting shot and all that, but yeah.
No. Listen, I'm one of these people, man. Whoever's name get roped up into something, I think they have every constitutional right to respond. Jim Jones has every constitutional right to go in that closet of his and put on that fur coat on top of them tank tops and put on some shiny chucks and get out there and rap.
I think that's one of the shining things about Jim Jones. Like whether you think he's garbage or not, I think everybody respects the fact that he never quits.
He don't quit.
Like that's commendable. Like you really love rap and hip hop just to constantly just always be doing
that's
your thing.
What I'm saying. And the fact is how I say that, like even though y'all might not fuck with him like I do, but the fact that y'all get that type of respect, I fuck with that. A lot of people who like try to troll him and hate him and they ain't really hear the music or understand the improvement. Like the same way a rapper could improve, niggas could get lazy and get unmotivated. Like we see Joel. He's my favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? Before I got hit the Jim and Cam, he was my favorite rapper. But clearly the drugs and life, I just wanted to be healthy for real. But clearly he got unmotivated, Cam too. He just wanted to get the bread. I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? But them niggas, they not really. Jim Jones been holding down the set for years. He been holding down New York City for years. Even when the drill shit was going on, he made a little drill mixtape and put young niggas on. Jim Jones always put young niggas on as well. Like I know 38 was awesome. You think you're a boss and all this and all that. I get the house shit, but Jimmy's still putting on young niggas. If you hear his album now, he still got young niggas under him that he putting on. He been doing that shit.
You know, I can respect that. Yeah, no, for me, I don't really. I like to talk about like rap music and hip hop freely, and if I feel like somebody can't compete with somebody, that's my opinion. If they come outside, they come outside. But I think Jim Jones overall being consistent. And one thing you said, Rob, is that actually out of Dipset, because I did check out the Diplomat Immunity joint. That was a double disc one, and I think the one out of that one. And whichever one that had crunk music on there too, where they was in the public bathroom on skates. I just like, all right, this is a funny looking video.
Yeah,
but yeah, my favorite, I would say my favorite member of Dipset was definitely Joel Santana and What the Game's Been Missing. You know, that's the one I was rocking with. The Dipset joint, I was really rocking with a lot of that. But Jim Jones, I do think Jim Jones is a needed, hilarious New York personality. All right. I think the nigga is funny to me.
Do y'all think Joel's was too hard on Cam when Cam said Joel's could have been an all-in-one? He could do the lifestyle, he could get busy with the bars, he could do the lady stuff. And I think Joel's had got mad years ago at Cam saying like that's not the reason why, because Cam was trying to say like he didn't put in enough effort for the talent level he had. What do y'all think about that?
Go ahead, Rob. Go ahead. You go. No. You calling in? Go ahead, man.
I just think, like they were saying, he was the prince of the city. Maybe he could have been the next up. The same thing they said for Fab. But I don't know. I feel like life is life. Some people got different pressures in life. Some people got different issues in life, and clearly the drugs affected them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he went through in his life. Shit, bit different for different people. Like even Cameron, he wasn't. I fuck with Cam. He ain't never rap about shit for real. Like Jim, but Jim had balance. Jim gonna give you pain. He gonna kick a little knowledge and all. I ain't saying knowledge, but he still gonna talk about God and the positive light and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Cam don't be rapping about shit.
I actually, you know what? It was crazy. It's funny, Rob. Man, it's funny you said that. All right. The first time I really sat down and listened to a Jim Jones record was the joint he had. Emotionless. What was that? The Hustler's Poem or Poem? That one. Yep. And the beat, I like the beat. The beat was so hypnotic. But I will say, out of the Dipset members, that's what I said. I could see Jim doing an R&B rap duet album first out of everybody else. But he was able to show his emotions the most, able to evoke emotions the most. And I think I just like the way Santana rhymed. I think to me personally, I always felt like Cameron was for like the jock niggas, football practice niggas, and so sometimes what was it? Come Home, that album was decent, but I wasn't always checking for Cam. I like a lot of his earlier shit from like '97. I actually thought he rapped better back then, but he found his own way of rhyming, and so he just kind of rapped the way he did. But yeah, no, I don't disagree with him on that one. Jewel Santana, even though he had issues with drugs and everything. I thought Jewel Santana could have definitely been the star of Dipset. That's what it was looking like at the beginning.
Cam, what I do like about Cam though, and this is what I like about 50 as well. 50 didn't want to be the biggest star in G Unit. He was like, you saw how much music he gave the game. He was waiting to go. He wanted to be a billionaire behind the scenes. He wanted to go get the money. Yeah. And with Cam, I think he wanted to. What with 50?
Yeah. Since when did 50 want a nigga to be bigger than him?
No. The music. He wanted to make money off of them and give them songs and stuff and just have them be a global mass appeal because he said he wanted to go more behind the scenes with some of the investors and investments and all that. And he said Lloyd didn't do what he was suspected to do. Then, Buck ran off, he did what he did. And then he got backstabbed, according to him, from the game, even though he gave a lot of the music up for a lot of the game's projects at the time. So he said nothing went according to plan.
Also, if you really think about that. Oh, go ahead, Rob. What you got to say?
I was about to say, but what didn't Lloyd Banks do, though? Because Lloyd Banks was a success. He was successful as a solo artist for like, what, 1, 2, 3 albums?
No, Lloyd Banks checked out. No, 50 Cent said Lloyd Banks checked out really after his first album. Remember, Lloyd Banks had a very successful single debut album. He had another album that was supposed to come out called The Big Withdrawal. It got bootlegged and it got leaked online, so that killed his creative energy. Then he had to come back with The Rotten Apple, and he released that single with Carrie Hilson. Now, where she's talking about with 50, look, Game wasn't even originally a part of G Unit. 50 gave him some tracks. I think he did the hook, the West Side Story, This Is How We Do.
Most people in hip hop,
let me put you on Game, Higher. And these records took Game to like 5 million. If you really look at it, it wasn't that Game was getting more attention at that time. It happened when Game was basically co-signing and supporting Nas and Jadakiss.
Yeah, most of the time, like when people want to be the only star or they want to be bigger than everybody else, they don't give songs
they
like
that.
They
don't do that type of shit.
They don't give songs like that.
You gotta keep it real. Think about that, Robbie. Think about all of your favorite group niggas. Who is giving a nigga that wasn't even a part of the group originally? Who is giving a nigga from another coast 5 songs that were fire?
I agree. I agree. I will say, when I give it up to 50 as far as he like a GOAT level song creator. He might not be that nice lyrically and all that, but when it comes to creating songs, he God level at that shit. You know what I'm saying? I give it to him on that. But at the same time, I feel like there's still money in his pocket though. Like he's still getting paper off that. And just because he get them records that he had, that don't mean them artists gonna be on the same level as him or bigger than him.
True.
I think he was confident though that Lloyd and Game like had the charisma and energy to carry it forward. To the point that I agree with you is he definitely was about the money first. I think that people underestimated how much background money though 50 Cent wanted versus being out here and constantly being on the forefront. I don't think 50 Cent is as much of a diva as people think he is. I think he's more upset about how everything went with business. When it comes to Jimmy Iovine, business. When he's mad at Buck, business. When he's mad at Banks, business, and Game, business. Like he thinks about the money that was lost.
If you really think about it, commercially, G Unit was rap's most dangerous group. Okay, hands down, bar none. You had members coming out of there, and they all had their appeal. I think when people see something like a beheading of Ja Rule, of course Ja Rule was getting clipped up by the feds and Interscope too, by the way. But when you come in as the new Genghis Khan, people want to know like who are the characters in your army, and each member of G Unit had their own personality. And I think that's what also assisted because 50 right after he did Get Rich or Die Trying, which went diamond, he immediately put out a group album. The record label said, no, we want your second album. He said, no, I'm going to put this album out, and then this is where you're going to see my energy push off in their direction, where I think at the very least, even Yayo ended up doing either 1.5 or 2 million.
That's where 50 Cent.
And the rest of the boys went double or triple platinum.
Yeah, that's where 50 Cent genius is. I really do believe he wanted to be more dualistic, because and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but most superstars in hip hop don't give away songs like that.
Hell no.
They usually are takers. They be like, no, if their homeboy got a good song, they're like, nah, give me that. That's what the energy they usually have. 50 was operating a bit different, because he's like, look, as long as we get rich and money's coming to my pocket, here, you can have this song. You can. They
just said recently with Corrupt, and I want to hear your take on this. Corrupt recently just had an interview. I just saw the clip on Twitter where he said he came up with the song with area codes. He's the one that brought Nate Dogg in, and then they went and contacted Luda. And then Luda got in there, did his verse. Def Jam took Corrupt off the record and left it for Ludacris featuring Nate Dogg, and it became a popular hit. That is what usually happens in the industry with a lot of them niggas. What do you think about that, Robbie?
I mean, I can understand that. And at the same time, once again, I give it to 50, because he has that ability. A lot of artists don't have his incredible level of song creation. You know what I'm saying? So I give him that. And I can understand the label doing it to Corrupt. Shout out to Corrupt, but he probably would have made the whole vibe of the song a whole different.
Listen to Robbie. Robbie said, well, at the end of the day, shouts out to Corrupt, but we're about business here, right? So I actually agree in the long term. So what else do you think? What else are you taking from this? Do you feel Jadakiss may be dropping something this weekend or somewhere by Tuesday for podcasters to talk about it all day?
I mean, the same way old boy waited and he was patient. I feel like Jada gonna do the same thing. He gonna wait and be patient, and you know what I'm saying? We're gonna see. But as far as back to the motherfuckers being divas and shit like that, y'all made a point for 50. Shout out to that. In my opinion, one of the reasons why Jimmy and Cam fell out, in my opinion, because Jimmy was that nigga and Cameron fell out musically. I don't care what nobody said. That's how I feel. Like, soon as Jim started going crazy, you know what I'm saying, and Cam was a little unmotivated and whatnot, and his music wasn't really like that. Because what was it, like 2020? He put out Purple Haze 2. I bought that junk. And then Jim Jones put out El Capo. I bought that. El Capo, a cult classic, in my opinion. And he was that nigga. And in my opinion, that's the reason why Cam don't really fuck with him like that. That's my narrative.
I get what you said. Well, I'll tell you this. My personal opinion, Cameron has a very unique, acquired taste of rhyming. I'm going to be honest with you. Growing up, there were some people that I knew they couldn't stand the way Cameron rhymed, right? And there were some people I knew, like, they really loved the way he rhymed. And for me, I was like 50-50. I liked the joint that, Purple Haze. I really liked that joint, Down and all of that other shit he was doing. But in some of it, like songs like Apple Juice, I'm like, I'm good on the G, right? You know what I'm saying? But where Jim Jones worked at with his strength, because he wasn't as lyrical as the rest of the guys in the group, like, Joel Santana, Cameron, and even let me see who else. Oh, J.R. Ryder. J.R. Ryder, right? Yeah, Hell Rail. Yeah, 40 Cal, all of them niggas. Where Jim Jones did have the advantage, though, he leaned into more commercial flows that were regional based. So when he went over there, for some people, the first time they see the game is when he did the Gangster record with Jim Jones. And Cam was just riding the beat. He was having fun. Cam was doing a lot of remixes and jumping on features in the South. So Jim Jones. I'm sorry. Jim Jones was branching out and jumping on different records, and he kind of had more of a chill, laid-back flow that was, whether people want to admit it or not, it was more commercially acceptable. The only time I used to see Cam kind of dumb down his rhyme scheme is when he did R&B features with, like, Mariah Carey or some other lady.
What do y'all think, though, about 38 trying to flip that achievement for Jim, though, and flip it in another way, saying, like, you became a part of a gang when you was, like, 30-something years old?
I mean, that sounds funny, and if you don't like Jim, then it's gonna be funny to you. But as a nigga listen to Jim, and my first Jim album was the Summer Miami joint. I remember him on the album Summer Song. I'm getting closer to 30, and that was his second album. He been a blood, like, before he even started making music. So he was already a blood before 30.
38's trying to maybe exploit the ignorance of the audience. For humor.
It's gonna work because everybody like laughing at Jim, so it's probably gonna work.
Well, you know what's crazy? You read about that because also to the point saying, you know who else who did that? Nas said, "You 36 in a karate class. You Taibo ho." Right? When in reality, Jay-Z's been boxing for a long time. But it was funny when Nas said it.
It was funny when he said it, though. And also because most people don't know about these rappers' personal lives. They're like, yo, did he join a karate class at 36?
Yo, Jay taking Taibo. Yeah, so, no, man.
And I want to say,
go ahead, Rob.
This also, I feel like they like pioneers and linking up with, like you said, Jimmy, not only Jim, but Cameron as well. He linked up with Master P and About a remix. And Dipset been cool with Jeezy and T.I. when they first came out. Like, they've been linking with everybody from everywhere type shit.
Yeah, that's why I think they had more commercial appeal because they would just do everything. In fact, if you want to be real, like I said, that anytime you've seen it, I think Jay-Z was one of the first rappers. I'm not saying he's the only one. There's other rappers before him. But he was one of the first rappers with that type of name or status or clout that, like, he randomly hopped on Juvenile records. He was hopping on random Jeezy records. He was, showing a lot of love to the South. So that's why, when people argue about Jay-Z in the South, I said, nah, he get a lot of play in the South. Actually, I got to tell people, Nas always struggled in the South because Nas is the New York Statue of Liberty, and he kind of don't really move anywhere. He has random spouts where he'll pop up on a remix here and there, but not too often Nas did, like, crazy regional feature runs with everybody.
People underestimate, like, how many West Coast producers LL Cool J collaborated
right,
with,
yeah. So
that
with
was a big thing back in the day that he did, I think, during the late 80s.
Yeah. So I think, I think when Dipset took a bit of what Jay-Z was doing, but they took it to the next level because you want me to keep it real with you, Robbie? I remember when we was younger, like, where Wayne was starting to get taken seriously by, like, New York critics is when he did the I Can't Feel My Face series with Joel Santana. And people was like, oh, shit, like, Wayne can really rap. Like, he can really bar up with niggas because on some of the tracks, he was kind of smoking Joel's. And so that's when people was paying attention. But he also, Wayne kind of got some of his dress fashion from Dipset. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, he's a big Dipset fan. Yeah. Go ahead, Robbie. Last words, and then we're going to go to the next caller.
Now, I was about to say back then when Joel's and Wayne was out, what I'm saying? I know everybody was on Wayne, but Joel's was my nigga back then just because he had more balance. Like, once again, he wasn't Nas, but he did rap both guys in a positive light, and he did kick, more shit in my opinion, other than just money cash hoes and all that. And speaking of Jim Diss records, he got a joint called Waiting for a Response. In my opinion, it's top tier. And the Jomo record in the video is top tier with makes as well. And that's all I got.
Robbie, thank you for calling in.
Shouts out to Robbie, man. No doubt about it. Shouts out to him. Also, Philip says here, hip-hop is boxing, it's karate, it's WWE, chess, and checkers. The lesser known smaller in stature can save the day and make us care about theirs. Shouts out to, we appreciate you so much. Thumbs up and a like. All right. And then also CMB, we appreciate you as well.
I thought, I thought the bait track was fire. I think that 38 is doing a great job of letting his name be known, and also, like, even staying on theme with Fool's Mate and calling people pawns, having humor in there. I just think this is a well-crafted bait track. I like bait tracks when they're well done. I don't like them when they're not, because I feel like it gives people basically an excuse, and it's valid and fair to check out of the possibility of a battle when a bait track is ass. This was not as far from as. 38 did a great job.
I actually agree with that. I think 38 Spesh, well, one thing he's shown is that he does have patience. So even if Jadakiss tries to stall him out and try to force him to reveal his hand early, I actually think 38 Spesh look like he's going to wait as long as Jadakiss takes.
And seeing him on that stage, he's about to 38 going to do a tour. He going to do a tour with the Fool's Mate.
Yeah.
Any stage he could get on, he gonna be spreading the word, So
now let's talk about your wife versus my life, right? So yeah, absolutely, I'm all for it. We're gonna see where it goes with that, but I think Jadakiss is a marksman. Of course, Fool's Mate could be a double entendre because it could be referencing. Jadakiss, one of his most celebrated diss tracks when he was getting that 50 Cent Checkmate. And, 50's ego got bruised up pretty bad on that one because Jadakiss was just tap dancing all over 50. He said, you can't dance with me, dog. Your steps ain't right yet. All right. So, I think this is going to be very interesting. Like I said before, I think Jadakiss is a dangerous MC. He always happens to be funny, got a commanding voice, punchlines, alliteration, similes, and he knows how to hold your attention. But I like the idea that 38 Spesh says, look, I'm up for the challenge. And that's hip-hop at its best.
Speak ill of me, I medicate your mouth.
That was crazy. And you got to remember now, Fabulous.
That was ready for Jadakiss. That was crazy.
Fabulous is a cold punchline king, right? But on that Freddie versus Jason, man, Jada kept stealing the show.
Also, Chief said, I'm glad y'all was right about this track.
Oh, you thought we was right? You think we was right? All right, we appreciate you.
Remember, Prince and I went live on this, I don't know, a week ago or something?
Yeah, a week ago, yeah.
And, we said, 38 is nobody to sleep on. Whatever he puts out is going to be good to great. Right now, we got good. We got a good bait track. He mostly focused on Jim Jones as a mascot. He had strays to Jadakiss, DJ Khaled, and Fat Joe, and he had some funny, witty bars. He's gonna come with it, and also he's a throwback to that New York energy that we all love and like. Just like Jadakiss is, he's a legend in the game. So that's why it's gonna be really interesting to see where this all goes.
You imagine Jadakiss looking up the definition, fool's mate. Oh, so that's what he did. Right? So, I'm all interested. In fact, you know what, y'all? I was being such a battle nerd, man. I went back and listened to the whole Beanie Siegel Jadakiss rollout with the tracks, and when they both did the acapellas and they did the acapella diss freestyles in each other's cities, then they dropped the official tracks. So I think it's fun. I think as long as everybody keeps, the faint punches light and, they keep the attention. Look, I always tell you guys about rap nigga fans, right? And I'm speaking wholeheartedly, right? Especially the wiggers, too. Rappers have to understand, and this is what my point was during the Ray Vaughn battle. Your job is to show and prove. Most of hardcore rap battle fans, rap battle nerds, they're customers walking onto the car lot. It's your job to sell your pitch to them.
No, I agree. I think because of T culture, people think that everybody knows everything about these musicians or rappers or MCs or even celebrities' personal lives. And believe it or not, most people don't. A lot of people who keep it traditional are mostly into the art and the music. So somebody could be like a fan of any of these people and not know something about their personal life or what they ate for dinner and all that, which is why the person who can illustrate their opponent the best has the advantage. Even we had the conversation, all three of us, Prince and I, with Robbie. Most people don't know whenever Jim Jones became a gang member, and nobody really cares. All they know is that when 38 brought it up, the shit was funny. I didn't fucking know, even listening to Nas either. I didn't know when Jay-Z took karate classes. All I know is when Nas brought it up, it was fucking funny.
Yeah, I was like, man. So Jay-Z, in my head, when I was like, yo, so Jay-Z is in front of the TV with the Tybo DVDs?
Yeah, it's supposed to be, you're supposed to exaggerate the flaws of your opponent or paint them in a certain way that is believable, whether it's all the way true or halfway true, or maybe in some cases not true at all. If you're talking about a rap battle, although I believe the harder diss records are exaggerations of the truth, though. I think those are the ones that are, the more hard-hitting ones. And I think 38 has the intelligence to pull that off. And Jadakiss has already shown that he has the intelligence to do the stuff that we've already seen him even do throughout his career in hip-hop. Remember, it's about altering perceptions. That's why some people get mad, because they be like, damn, that's not who I am. I'm like, bro, if you on the ropes explaining that that's not who you are, you fucked up in the battle.
Well, yeah, especially after you get the battle going. Also, just to put that out there, my honest opinion, you says if a nigga mentions my wife, can you even actually rap back at this nigga? Or is it beyond a diss record? I'm going to say for New York niggas, no. I think New York niggas, I think they're one of the backbones of disrespect. Look at Donald Trump. All right, and the reason why I'm bringing this up because if you look at other regions, like in the South, if you depending on who the person is, if you freestyle battle in front of a nigga, he may say, bro, don't be talking down to me. Give me 50 feet or I'm going to pop the trunk on you, nigga, right? Or if you go to the West Coast, a lot of them niggas don't like to battle. Some of them do battle, but most of them as a culture, they be like, no fly zone. You can't come out here, right? So I think with New York, because of the comedy culture, the spoken word poetry culture, just the shit talking on the street, man. When I went to New York, cops was shit talking to the citizens, and the citizens was like, "Shut your fat ass up." That's just what it is.
Well, yeah,
you know. So I think it fits. It's on par with the level of comfortable disrespect. Jay-Z is politely disrespectful. All right, but go ahead, Sid.
Yeah, I agree. I think it really depends on what the guys agree with. And just to give a word for advice for people who want to be competitive in a battle, but think talking about kids and wife and husbands and stuff are out of line. I think you should make that known from the beginning.
Yeah.
If something is an orchestrated battle, I think it should be known in the beginning. Okay, families are off, because if you don't make that criteria, then that can be on the table. So going back to what Prince said with 38, to me, I think is up. It's already on the table, and nobody made any type of statements to keep certain things off limits. So also, yo, what's up? Brandy Kane in the building.
Shouts out to BK. BK is in the building. She says here, what's the name of the 38 Spesh track? It's called Fool's Mate. I also now what I will say,
I was gonna ask Brandy Kane what she thought about that whole versus thing.
Oh yeah,
I want to pick Brandy brain on that. Like what she thought about
that. Hey, you know what, Brandy Kane?
That bumplex with the YG and the game on that stage.
Yeah, that was wild. They had to hold that big nigga up. Y'all gotta understand, the game is like a nigga Paul Bunyan. All right, that's what he is. But anyway, I will say though with Jim Jones, again, he is very tight about personals and direct shots. He don't like it. I don't think Jim Jones enjoys battling, because remember when Freddie Gibbs was taking his shot, then they said allegedly Jim Jones and company rushed him in Florida, and then Freddie Gibbs had his situation in New York. What was it, up there in Buffalo or something like that, where him and Benny the Butcher and a bunch of niggas, they were jumping Freddie Gibbs. So it just really depends. And I think Freddie Gibbs is not New York either. I do think that played into it. I think Freddie Gibbs, my honest opinion, in any situation, whether he was battling the Butcher or he was going to continue to, take shots at Jimmy, I think Freddie Gibbs is the superb lyricist. I think the Butcher could get down, but I haven't seen him in a rap battle, and I don't know if he's one of those New York niggas that actually likes to battle, because there's some niggas that can rhyme well out of New York, but they don't like battling. DMX said that. DMX, actually, y'all go on YouTube, there's a video when Beanie Siegel was going off and he said, I'll leave it up to Hov to X out Tommy Buns. He said that DMX pulled up on him. He says, I don't do that battle shit.
We're gonna play the track again right now for people who are coming in. We're gonna play the track Fool's Mate by 38. He's basically going after Jim Jones the most, but he has direct strays for Jadakiss, for Fat Joe, and DJ Khaled.
All right, so again, give me a moment. I'm about to pull this back up again. But yes, if you guys get a chance, you can check it out. But we're about to play it right now, 38 Spesh, Fool's Mate. And we probably, you're more than likely going to be seeing some more stuff break this weekend. But let's go.
Hey, yo. Every day I wake, I got new hate. These niggas ride dick so much, they got a due date. Rappers too fake, frontin', they have to move weight. You joined the gang at 30-something, that was too late. You think 38 give a fuck what a rap dude make? They had wagyu on their plates, we had Q steaks. Niggas only care about views and how they shoes lace. You had a baby by a bum bitch, that's a fool's mate.
So Jim, I don't see two white men jumping Spesh and he falling down the escalator in the airport. Niggas is cooking him and he's telling the cops, no, they jumped me, they attacked me. Spesh ain't doing none of that. I don't see Spesh running at the rucker and all that. This is respectful shit. I don't see Spesh didn't have these kind of issues because he moves honorable.
Hey, yo, I came to talk to these kids on some grown shit. Follow no man, do your own shit. But please make sure you own shit. Don't have a lot of chains with no cribs or some Jim Jones shit. Yo, Jim, I got a bone to pick. That's some whole shit talking about how another nigga clothes fit. When your house on the foreclosed list. He lost his crib in '06, and this nigga still homesick. What I really don't get, you wanna be a street nigga so bad that you got Alpo, old bitch. But Poe said she don't blow dick. What? Poe said she don't blow dick. Man, this nigga talking like a boss, but ain't giving out no jobs. Nigga, you can't even go home and get a blowjob. Before you made cash off rap, what was your job? Jim Story faker than the one fat Joe Raw. And yo, bro, face type valid. Without that body work, that bitch would be shaped like Khaled. Better replace some steaks for some late night salads. No matter how much you hate, you can't take my talent. You're talking to a real man with skilled hands. I took kilograms and build brands. Got a flow that'll fill stands. Only reason Kiss eating cause he fat Joe, lil' mans. Fools me. Fools me. Fools me.
He came out with his bait track. He came swinging towards Jim Jones. He also has some direct strays for Jadakiss, Fat Joe, and DJ Khaled. He on a warpath.
Yeah, so, we'll see where it goes. I'll be interested if Fat Joe hobbles outside, if he's going to try to do something on the microphone. Again, every guy that got mentioned, they have a right to respond in rap, except DJ Khaled. I don't want to hear nothing from him.
DJ Khaled not going to respond in that way.
We the best, nigga. All right, but yeah, everybody knows that the main event is Jadakiss. That's what people want to see. And Jim Jones did allude, though, I can't remember which podcast it was, but he did say that, Jadakiss got to get back outside and show these niggas. And like I said before, Jadakiss look like he's been doing well, having fun. The podcast is a success for him and Joe. And, he's out here selling coffee with his pops and his son. I think it's a beautiful situation. And like I tell y'all, every time you got it good and you're chilling, that's when the niggas come for you.
Also, Brandy Kane said what started the battle, the beef between Jada and the rest of them and 38.
Well, Benny the Butcher and Jadakiss and 38 Spesh had a track together. And apparently from 38 Spesh's perspective, when he was on Bag Fuel, I believe, he said that Jadakiss is scared to rap with him. The hosts both looked at him. They said, huh? He said, yeah, man, he's scared to rap with me. They said, bro, you trolling, right? He said, nah, man, I even tried to put money in Jadakiss's hand. He just been ducking me, man. So 38 Spesh was kind of talking like Clubber Lane to Jadakiss Rocky, basically. Someone, you keep ducking me, nigga. And so
it's almost like he was trying to insinuate, or maybe straightly say, he felt that like Kiss was being a gatekeeper.
Well, that too, because he did come back on that when he had to address it again after Kiss threw another punch back out there. But at the time, he said that Jadakiss was ducking him, and then 38 Spesh went on to say, if you go back and you listen to the track with me and Jada and the Butcher, he said, I smoked Jada. Right? He said, I smoked Jada. Jada, and I listened to the track. I thought Jada's verse was decent, but I definitely could tell 38 Spesh was really like, this is a moment for me to shine, so I'm going to go ahead and do what I need to do. And then so Jadakiss did respond with, I believe, Stove God Cooks at the time. That's when he was dressed like Kanye West, 2004 Kanye West. Y'all see it in the B-roll back there. He got on the blue striped shirt, and then that's when he said, is this about a career, or this is about a verse or a career? And then he talked about the dope and the stuff that he sold Jadakiss and all of them. If you don't know the story, even while they were successful, to tell you about the industry, Styles P said allegedly they still had to, run packs down to Virginia because they still were selling dope while their names were known in the street just to keep the lights on. So again, it is what it is. So 38 Spesh goes on Bag Fuel and says behind also Jim Jones talking about, I basically he was telling 38 Spesh, I think you don't have the faculty. I don't think you have the faculty for that, right? Basically saying that. And he also kind of was like, making 38 Spesh seem like he dressed like a clown nigga too on top of that. So then 38 Spesh goes back on to Bad Fuel's podcast, and he said, we older, why are we talking about drugs still? Who glorifies that, this, that, and third? And he said, see, this is what I'm talking about with the gatekeepers. And this is where 38 Spesh got on his Malcolm X shit, and he said this is the independent niggas versus the industry gatekeepers.
And I'm gonna be honest, I've really much so enjoyed 38 and Jadakiss, and Jadakiss on top of that is a legend. But I do respect 38 point on that because I am tired of gatekeepers. You see people, they get a little bit of clout. They be talking about super friends, gatekeepers. Like, gatekeep what? Who the fuck are you to tell everybody else what to do and to be a fucking doorman and gatekeeper where you're telling people what's right and wrong? And another thing too, I don't know why these people even think they're a gatekeeper, because most of y'all niggas don't even care about the Jeffrey Epstein type of stuff, let alone thinking y'all supposed to have some type of privilege to be at the gate. So I do think 38 has a great point on that.
Yeah,
is it Jada doing it? I don't have no evidence that it's Jada doing it.
Well, that's what 38 is alleging.
Yeah, that's what 38 is alleging, that Jadakiss is doing that type of shit. But
gatekeeping, but you got the wrong lock.
Yeah, but I don't like the gatekeeper stuff. Y'all heard me over the years say it. I don't like gatekeepers. They usually just there to try to control the independent scene, and,
right?
And personally steal from the independent scene. Again, going back to Jada, I don't think Jada has ever had anybody accuse him of stealing, just to clarify that. Jadakiss is someone who is very well respected as a MC, the classic music with locks, his own solo projects. He's an MC type of MC, which is why people are excited with this battle between 38 and Jada. But yeah, 38, that's what he was speaking on his interview tour when he was talking about the whole gatekeeping stuff.
Well, here's the thing about it. I don't really pay attention to the gatekeeping niggas because, first of all, y'all can't keep Nick Fuentes out of nothing. Nick Fuentes is sleeping in all y'all beds. All right?
Thank you.
All right, so it can't be real no gatekeeper because y'all ain't, because Nick Fuentes get to pop up anywhere. Any of these wiggers that saying the N-word get to pop up anywhere.
That's why it's always...
You can't be gatekeeping the blacks.
It's always independent. That's why that's important, because we all know that, Nick is a Trojan horse. He's an industry person. He was over there with Laura Loomer. He was groomed over there. But yeah, people who are authentically independent, own their own shit, they have their own independent thinking, they always have to hear people cry and bark and just yap about being gatekeepers. It's like, golly, shut up.
Super chat here too, by the way. Shouts out to Phil, by the way. And also, Phil, when you was asking could you call in, you could, if you want to be the finalized call here, we will be able to do that for you. But also, Phil says here, LA is spread out New York. NY people live on top of each other. Okay, he says if you have static in New York proximity, it may be why cats try to figure it out or let it go, and it changes over time. In LA, it's like a drive.
That's actually a fair point about, the layout of, the West Coast. If you're in the East Coast, people be bunched up on top of each other. Now, you do have more, if you go out more into the boondocks of the East Coast, you see homes and stuff spread out a lot as well. But in the cities, Philly, even in Jersey, Newark,
people on top of each other.
Brooklyn, Queens, people are on top of each other, and you usually arguing with your neighbors.
Can y'all not have sex so loud?
Or then you making up with your neighbors. So there's always a thing like trying to work things out a lot of the times. If you're, living in any of those areas.
That is true. It's kind of like, I'll give you an example like Atlanta versus Houston. Like, if you get into a fight with a nigga in Houston, there's a good chance you may not see him again if you fought him in the north side and you go down to the south side.
We saw with Sauce Walker and Jay Prince.
Yeah, you may not see him. Now, they did find Charleston White because he went to Fifth Ward, okay? That was going to be it anyway because he was putting out the beacon for that. But with that being the case, you fight somebody in Atlanta, there's a good chance by the end of the day you may see that nigga again if you ride in Martyr. All right, but yeah. So we're definitely going to see where this goes. So far, again, Fools Made, this is particularly this is a move that requires two actions, and I believe this is the first part of the grander scope of Fools Made, the actual, because apparently he's doing a concept. This is a conceptual approach in his diss tracks concerning Fat Joe and the rest of the company. And it is interesting what he's doing, too, because when he went on Back Fuel, he's highlighting independency. And just by proximity of Jadakiss and Joe and even DJ Khaled, they also are tied to, Rock Nation. So, and one of the things that has been an accusation of Rock Nation is that, hey, you guys are trying to either stifle independent media, stifle independent rappers. You got Tory Lanez crying from behind bars. And then and it's a grander indictment of just the industry in general, because one of the things I thought 38 Spesh said, interestingly, he said, you don't want to take money from mine. This is him calling out Jadakiss at the time. He said, you don't want to take my money, but he said, if I was a Jewish white man, you would have taken my money. So he put that on the table. I don't know Jadakiss. I can't determine how true that is or isn't.
Like Prince and I said, we cannot be picking sides in this when we don't know what is true and what is not. The things that 38 is saying is a universal truth in hip hop, but we don't know if Jadakiss is participating in that, which is why it's going to be interesting to see what Jada has to say. But I do be tired of hip hop industry people, because they do that shit all the time. Like, they be talking about black this, black that, blah blah blah, and then they see a white person or a Jewish person, they get all happy, and that's why it'd be funny when they get scammed. Boosie getting scammed by Bert and Ernie, funny. Ja Rule getting scammed by the fat white boy with Fire Festival, which that was definitely like, come on, bro. It's obviously a fucking scam. And you see rappers get scammed by Tech Bros. FTX, that was a scam. I never put anything into that. Like, that's the scammer or us. But a lot of hip hop, the hip hop industry is, I know it's supposed to be like a black thing, because, black people created the genre. But the business of it is, you do business with black people last most of the time.
No, she's right about that.
Unless it's somebody who's black, who's really like in your inner circle, you do business with black people last.
What did I tell you?
And it's not about maintaining the relationship, because I will say this too. Yeah, black people can get on your nerves just like anybody else. But I tell you, when it comes to a lot of the industry people, they get into beefs with Jewish people and white people all the time. Lupe got into it with a lot of Jewish people. I just find it, like what Prince and I always say, we always find it ironic how you have so much patience when you get into it with white people and Jewish people and other groups. But your patience is mighty thin and low when you're getting into it with other black people, which is the consistency if you're talking about that hip-hop industry. Again, going back, though, to Jada, Prince and I have no evidence of seeing Jada doing this. This is, again, this is a conversation between 38 and Jadakiss. We'll see what the outcome of it will be at the end. But so far, again, 38 did a great job with this bait track with Fool's Mate, and we'll see what happens.
Also, speaking of Bootsy, just to put this out here so y'all can understand what we're talking about here, Angela Staton. I don't